Shropshire.
There are numerous benefits to singing, as you're going to be hearing across the next hour of the show, from making new friends to the pure pleasure of just singing. But did you know that singing can actually help with lung conditions like asthma, bronchitis and pneumonia? I went to Ludlow last week to meet with Kate Jones. She runs a Singing for Lung Health group.
Basically, Singing for Lung Health is a project that's been set up by the British Lung Foundation, setting up small groups around the country, and there are many of these groups around the country, to run groups where people can come along if they have any breathing issues like COPD, asthma, bronchiectasis and so on. And by participating in the group where we do breathing exercises, warm up for the body and singing, most importantly, people can find that it really helps improve their quality of life.
What difference does singing make to people with lung health conditions?
Well, one of the things that we try to do when we're singing in these groups is to help people extend their out-breath. And this is something that's very beneficial for people who have lung health issues, breathing difficulties. And the other thing that's so good about singing is that people don't notice they're having fun, and actually, they don't notice what they're doing. So because it's such fun, people really don't notice the benefit that they're giving themselves.
When you say the out-breath, that's basically literally what it says, the breath that you breathe out.
That's right, yes, the exhale.
What's your background? How did you come to this?
Well, my first work really is as a Reiki master, so I have a background in healing, and I've been doing that for 25 years nearly. I've been doing Reiki treatments for over 25 years now. So that's my first thing. And then singing is something I've been doing all my life and always loved. It's a very portable instrument. Yeah. I did learn the violin, but you have to carry that around, and a song is always there. I joined a community choir here in Ludlow Larks, and really enjoyed that, and particularly enjoyed the harmonies that we created together. And then a few years ago, I had the idea that I might like to set up my own little choir, just to understand singing and songs more, and to play with harmonies. So that's what I did. My first choir was in Clibri Mortimer, and that's three odd years ago now.
And it's not your only one either, is it?
No, that's right. I have another choir over in Lidbury North, which I was invited to go and start when they opened their lovely new village hall. And that's been going for a couple of years now. And then this opportunity to apply for the funding with the British Lung Foundation to run these Singing for Lung Health groups came up. And it seemed to me a lovely blend of my healing and my love of singing.
Because this is supported by the British Lung Foundation. Tell me about that side of it.
Yes, well, essentially the British Lung Foundation have funded the training that all of the song leaders who run these groups have received. So they've identified someone who's able to give very specific training that makes these groups really safe, and so that we really know how to apply what we know as song leaders to this particular need for people with lung health issues. They also funded us for the first 12 weeks to run the group. So I've been paid, and which is very nice, and the rent and everything has been paid for the first 12 weeks.
You run this once a week.
That's
what kind
right.
of response have you had?
I think people are a little wary of coming out and singing when they can't breathe and sing very well. One of the things that I really want to emphasise to people is that it's not about being a choir. It's a singing group, a group where we use singing to help people improve their quality of life.
So if you like, the music is almost a delightful addition to it. It's not necessarily the end in itself.
It's not the end in itself. We're not out to produce a wonderful sound, although actually we do. And I think some of the participants would say themselves that they found that their ability to sing has improved, because actually breathing is fundamental to being able to sing well. And I would say that probably some of my lung health group know how to breathe for singing better than some of my choirs, because we have a lot more time to spend on thinking about how we breathe and making sure that we're doing it right.
The group takes place every week on Wednesdays, 2:30 to 3:30, at the Rock Spring Community Centre, which is on Sanford Road in Ludlow. It's a fee of £4. If you're interested, you can give Kate a call on 01584 890 284. That's Kate on 01584 890 284. That's every Wednesday, 2:30 at the Rock Spring Community Centre in Ludlow. You can hear more from Kate and a few members of her group shortly. BBC Radio Shropshire, Barry White, Can't Get Enough of Your Love, Babe. 10:18. You've been listening to my conversation with Kate Jones. She runs the Singing for Lung Health group in Ludlow. Whilst there, I had a chat with group members Ian and Mary Smith. They told me how they first came to the group.
I heard about it through Kate's husband. We take a series of classes called Qigong, which is an exercise based on Chinese medicine. And Kate's husband runs this, and we heard about this class through him. And we've been coming here ever since, and it's very good, it's very useful. I have COPD, which has ended up being bronchitis and emphysema, and this helps me to breathe. My breathing isn't too bad, but it's helped me to breathe tremendously, and it's very worthwhile. The exercises are, 50% of the class is breathing exercises, so it's very useful.
And has it worked for you too?
Oh yeah, it's surprising. I only came in to support Ian, but I've learned a tremendous amount, and my breathing is much, much better. And I'm breathing from the belly now, and I didn't used to. I breathe from the top.
What about the musical side of it? What is that? How important is that?
I love it. It's so much fun. Yes, and we get going on all sorts of different things and funny things.
And Ian, has it made a difference to your bronchitis or COPD?
Let's say it's kept it stable.
Right.
We have a man who's on holiday at the moment who came in a few weeks ago, and he had just heard about it through his nurse that he goes to see, and he was just overjoyed at the first class. He thought it was tremendous, and he's been coming back ever since.
Is it difficult singing with other people? Because that can be a tricky thing for people who've not done it before.
I wasn't used to it before, and it can be a bit tricky, yes, because you've got these other sounds coming in while you're trying to make a sound. So yes, it's a little bit difficult.
But Kate makes it so much easier
yes,
for us.
She does.
She just makes it just lovely.
It's Ian and Mary Smith talking about the benefits of the Singing for Lung Health group in Ludlow. Kate mentioned there, Kate Jones runs the group. Tell me about its main objectives.
First of all, that to help them improve the quality of breathing, to improve how calm they feel as well, because singing creates endorphins. It helps you to feel better. And that's very beneficial because when you're calmer, your breath is deeper, you're less likely to... having a lung condition can make you feel very anxious. So these sessions are designed to help people feel more relaxed and therefore to feel more easier in their breathing.
Can you give me an example of an exercise that you would do?
Well, for example, one of the things we often do at the beginning of the session is to put one hand on the belly, one on the chest, and just notice which hand is moving more. And very often people who have breathing difficulties will be breathing much more with the chest. So they'll feel the top hand moving much more. And what we're doing with these exercises is to try and encourage the air to go deeper into the body so that the bottom hand will move more. And also so that the bottom hand, so that the breath out is longer than the breath in.
Right, I see. If someone wants to find out more about this,
yes.
Someone maybe with lung health issues that would think could probably benefit from this, what should they do? How can they find out more?
Well, the first thing is to give me a phone call. My number is 01584 890 284 or 07817 250 762. They can also find out information on my website, which is called singlaughbreathe.co.uk. There are dashes between the words. So sing-laugh-breathe.co.uk.
Kate Jones from the Singing for Lung Health group in Ludlow. That number again, 01584 890 284. 01584 890 284.
The voice of Shropshire. Jim Hawkins in the morning on BBC Radio Shropshire.
As you heard earlier on, Kate and her group were supported by the British Lung Foundation. May McDermott is their Policy Officer for Service Development. May, thanks for joining us.
Hi.
This morning. When we talk about lung health, what kind of conditions are we talking about?
So there's a range of conditions that attend the singing groups. People with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease or COPD. There's also people that have asthma or bronchiectasis. Some people with pulmonary fibrosis also attend. So a wide range of lung conditions.
Some of those, of course, more common than others. I'm guessing asthma is probably the most common. Is that necessarily true? Am I right about that?
Asthma is quite common. COPD tends to be the most common that we see at the singing groups, and it's also what a lot of the recent research has been based on.
Tell me how the Singing for Lung Health groups came about. They were supported by the British Lung Foundation.
Yeah, so there's been increasing evidence that singing regularly as part of a group is good for your general health and well-being. So on the back of this research, the British Lung Foundation launched their singing program in early 2015 because obviously it's a great way to improve a long-term lung condition and really improve your well-being also.
What other ways are there of self-managing your lung health?
So there's lots of different ways. So singing, obviously, an excellent way to help self-manage. Also taking part in exercise. There's also BLF active classes around the UK that people can get involved in. Even just walking, eating healthily, just really looking after yourself.
You mentioned the active classes. How important is exercise? And how can people ensure that they're actually doing this safely? Yeah,
so exercise it's one of the best ways that people can manage their lung condition, and it is, a great way for people to improve their well-being. There's, like we said, we have also BLF active classes around the UK, and the instructors that lead these have been trained specifically to deliver exercises for people with a lung condition, so you know that it's in a safe environment. There's also pulmonary rehabilitation, which can be prescribed at the NHS, so we advise that if people do have a lung condition that they ask their GP to be referred on to one of these courses.
Okay, you can find out more from blf.org.uk. More information from the British Lung Foundation, blf.org.uk. Mayana McDermott from the British Lung Foundation, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.